Hi, Timothy Noah, Senior Product Designer on the Growth team, and I'm going to be walking you through a baseline experience video of a self-managed license renewal. And this example is for an account that is still active. So before I start, there are a few assumptions that I'm making. The person I am impersonating today is someone that has access to an instance as an admin, and also is the person who is going to be paying the bill. By that I mean they have interacted with the customers portal before. So the first screen that I am greeted with as I log in and I land on the admin area dashboard is this screen. And we can immediately see that there are two banners. One that is informing me that I have exceeded my user count, and the other one that is informing me that I only have one more day to use my ultimate subscription. And both of these banners are fighting for attention. It's very hard to see what the hierarchy is of this page. And for more context, and just to maybe see some greater details, I'm going to go into the license page of the admin panel. And on this page, I still have those two banners competing for attention. And I also have some other items on the page competing for attention, namely all of the call to actions that are visible. And it's very hard to know which one is the primary call to action. And I'm just using a test account with some test details. But you can see that my license expires very soon, and I'm going to need to click into renew subscription, and that is going to be the action that I'm going to take, because it seems the most logical in order for me to get my license renewed and to continue using the ultimate features. So after clicking on that link, I land on the customers portal, and it's immediately asking me to sign in. And I think an improvement here could definitely be that we use a pajamas mandated banner, or an alert actually, because this is using the old style banner. And I think that could do with some updating just to keep us consistent. So I see that there is an email field, and I also see that there is a password field. So for the purposes of this demo, I have my login details saved. And at this point, I'm going to click sign in. Okay, so I am successfully logged in now, and I see my subscription card with all of the same details that were present on my license page on my instance. Interestingly though, I think we're missing an opportunity to directly position people into the renewal flow itself. We know the subscription, we should know the subscription ID. So potentially that link that comes from the instance could directly take me into this renewal flow. And since this renewal button is the only call to action on this page that is a primary, it stands out to me, and I can see that this is where I would engage the renewal process. So I'm going to click renew. So I'm taken into this flow, the renewal flow, and I guess it makes sense that this is a new renewal. Actually, I'm not too sure, because the title says ultimate 1 year, and the heading underneath the subheading says new license. So it's not immediately clear that this is actually a renewal flow. It does give me some verbiage, some content around how to find my active users, and also it does give me some content around true ups. What's interesting though is if I were to click further in to where to find this information, and I scrolled down. And I also wanted to learn more about true ups, and I scrolled down. I've now lost track of exactly what application I'm using, where I am. And I think an opportunity here would be to have the navigation be sticky, because then at least I know I'm in the customers portal still. And because the design of this page, I lose kind of my bearings of where I am in the application. So I'm going to go back to my license, and I can see that I have 19 active users and I am 9 over. So for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to add 19, and then I'm also going to add my true up, which is 9. And that is a problem. So I have detected a bug. That should be updating, and that should definitely be giving me some figures, because this is not an accurate number if you include the users over license. So let me proceed to check out and see if it rectifies itself on the next page. So it seems it has rectified itself, although I'm not too sure why there is a 1 here. That's interesting. Maybe another bug, potentially. But yeah, the numbers don't seem to make sense with this 1 just added. I'm not too sure what that means. That could just be a byproduct of me using my local installation, something that should definitely be checked on staging and in production. But for the purposes of showing you a baseline experience, I'm going to go ahead and click Confirm Renew. So great. It seems payment has been taken. I was assuming maybe that there would have been some indication of what credit card I would be using. So I'm not too sure what credit card I had on file. It was a year ago maybe that I came into the portal. So I think that is an area of improvement. And also, now that I have completed this process, I've been congratulated. I know that it has gone through and it's a success. But what now? And where do I see my new license information? I think a quick win could be to just direct people, maybe a call to action here that just says manage purchases, or we just direct people back to the manage purchases page. So if I go back to the manage purchases page, here, as you can see, my details are correct. Quantity of 9 true up and a quantity of 19 of my active users. Interesting that there isn't the 1 user that was added before. Maybe that was a bug that needs to be looked into. But it seems as though I have successfully renewed, because my new renew date is in the future. I have auto renew turned on, and everything seems to be fine. So at this point, it would be great if it detected a new renewal and gave some indication of what to do next, some instructions to copy the license to clipboard. I know that an email has been sent to my email, but for the purposes of this baseline, I'm not going to dive into my email. I'm just going to show you an example of a user that is not relying on email and is just relying on their browser just to get through. So at this point, I'm going to copy my new license to my clipboard, and then I'm going to find my way back into the admin area of my instance. So I'm back in the admin area of my license, and because there's so many competing things on this page, the upload new license isn't as obvious as it needs to be. So there is some refinement that we can think about there just to improve that experience. But now that I have copied my license to the clipboard, I'm going to go into upload new license, and the banners are persistent, which is really annoying because it's almost shouting, grabbing my attention, and it's sometimes a bit overwhelming. So if I enter my license and I click upload license, so the license was successfully uploaded and will be active from the 24th, but the banners are still there, and it feels like a defeated success, like a positive negative in a way. I feel a bit disconcerted that this has actually worked, actually. So if I scroll down into the license area, here are some previous licenses that I've uploaded. So it definitely says that a license will be activated, or there's two. I think I've duplicated this, but I definitely know that will work, and it will expire in a year's time, but it's activated tomorrow. So maybe the system should realize that my subscription, I've uploaded a valid subscription for when my license expires, and it should remove this banner altogether, because I think at this point I've done all I need to do, and perhaps the license user count exceeded is still valid, I suppose, but even then I've added a new license, and maybe it should detect the newer license details rather than relying on the one that I currently have activated and that is expiring tomorrow. So all around a difficult experience. It is possible to renew, but it would be much nicer if some of the experience flows would be refined to make it a lot easier for people to renew their licenses. I settled on a D, grading the benchmark experience. This is mainly because the workflow has clear issues, and it does require some more testing. Users may not be able to actually complete the task if they do get confused between different screens, and there is a high risk, I believe, of abandonment. And on several pages there is a high frustration rating. In the case that a user's license has expired, then the grade would be an F, because that would definitely leave a user confused, with no direction and nowhere to go next. The frustration levels are extremely high because there is no affordance given to users with expired licenses in the customer's portal to renew currently.